Hello, everybody. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. I sure appreciate you joining me for this version of Hutch's weather. After some warmer weather for your day tomorrow and Thursday, it looks like a snowy and wintry pattern is ahead. How much and where? I'll go over quick details for you coming up right now. But first, my friends at Robert Gibbons Sons want you to know that for over 100 years, they have been providing the area with quality service, whether it's commercial or residential, new construction, preventative maintenance, emergency services, and remodeling. Give Robert Gibbons Sons a call today. Please let them know that Hutch sent you. All right, let's talk a little bit about our weather. And to do that, we're going to swing in and take a peek at a forecast here. And this forecast is from the American model, showing a pretty active track of weather ahead of us here as we go through. So for now, we're quiet tomorrow. I'll have more details on just how warm we get. It'll be warmer than today, and we've had some snow moving through the northern tier of counties. Again, if you're watching Hutch's weather for the first time, drop a comment. Let me know if you do have a question. I always am appreciative of that and love to answer your questions as we move right along. Hi, Nathan. Good to see you. Bruce, watching in Vining. Good to have you with me as well. Now, as we go into the end of the month, here's the 31st now. So this is as we close out the work week. It looks colder in our area while severe weather rumbles through parts of the Gulf Coast states. Wet weather as far north as Chicago moves through. This unsettled pattern out to the west will begin to take hold, and that's what we'll really be watching as we head into the weekend. Now, the weekend promises to bring a chance of some snow both days, but it's not going to be an all-day type of an event. As we go into the 9 o'clock hour on your Friday and into Saturday morning, we'll get a wave moving through. So Saturday morning, there'll be a chance as we start February off with some February flakes a-flying in some mighty cold air. So it'll be the fluffy, blowy type of snow. It will come with some wind, so some slippery roads will be possible. This does not look like a game changer as far as snowfall amounts goes. Now, we'll continue to see this boundary between mighty cold air and some warmer air trying to push over the top of it, creating more snowflakes in the region as we go into your Saturday afternoon and Sunday. Then another wave makes its way through the region. So periods of light snow here and there as we go through the weekend with some wind will make things a little unfun. It is that snow coming out of Castle Rock going to get here? Well, we'll talk about that in a second, Bruce. It's an interesting question as we head into the air. There are some Colorado type flakes out there right now. Let's get through the weekend though. It's next week that my eyeballs are really watching for meaningful snowfall potential. Now, not that this weekend won't be welcome for those of us that want some snow. Look at this. As we go into the 3rd of the month, we'll have some morning snow moving and skirting through South Dakota, but it zips out of here pretty quickly. Here comes another wave out of the Pacific Northwest, developing low pressure, and here we go. Heading into the 4th, which is, of course, Monday and into Tuesday, we'll have a chance for some snow showers here. Again, a dash. So that's a pretty regular pattern of snow in our area that we haven't seen for some time. Unsettled weather moves through the south as that cold air dives southward as well. Now, here comes the main event for us. As it looks, there will be a system rolling through the central Rockies. We'll have a Wyoming or Colorado low making its way through. Big time snow potential as we go through the 6th, 7th, and 8th of the month. And as it slides out of Montana across North Dakota into northern Minnesota is when we'll see the best chance for wind and for snow in our area. Not all models agree on this, but again, a very active pattern that will persist with waves moving out of Colorado as we go into the 2nd week of the month of February. So we'll be watching that pattern pretty quickly. Now, Bruce, let me address your question as we take a look at what's going on right now, shall we? Let's go ahead and look at this, Bruce. What we do have going on as I zoom out to a national view here on the radar, what you're going to see is we have some Colorado snow sneaking down into Albuquerque. That puppy's moving in a different direction. This wave is expected to move through the southern plains, and as it does so, it's going to bring a chance for some pretty unsettled weather. And in fact, we could have some severe weather over the next 24 hours, including a better chance of some more active severe weather into Mississippi as we go into tomorrow. Snowfall amounts, by the way, in the mountains near Albuquerque, upwards of 1.5 to 2 inches of snow reported in those areas. So that's what's going on there. Now look at what we have going on in upstate New York. This flow over the lakes producing some lake effect snow that's getting fired up again with some snowfall reports in parts of central and even eastern New York of over 6 inches here reported in the city of Galway. So that's what's going on across the nation. Now let's take a look at one more model here with this unsettled pattern. I showed you the American model. Now let's take a look at the European model. Now this model here, has been changing its mind about every model run. So let's go over what's going on here. Now, here's your weekend chances of snow as we go through Saturday. It looks like we'll have light snow, mainly north on the European model, not quite as impactful in the southern counties. The low pressure center, by the way, moving through parts of Alberta and Saskatchewan as we go through. Now, as we continue this trend. Let's see if I can get this to cooperate. Big, broad area of low pressure means we're going to have not a very focused area of snow, but a wide area of light snow. Here comes the next wave. That pushes through with some snow showers across North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota to start your work week on Monday. So insult to injury, light snow, nothing big or heavy. And here comes the main event as we go into the 6th and 7th of the month. Here it is, moving through portions of Montana, North Dakota, Minnesota, blossoming and intensifying just a bit, Colorado, Idaho, and then another wave sneaks up. Now, this second wave showing mainly through South Dakota and into parts of Minnesota, working its way through. And we're not done yet because another low skips off of the Pacific Northwest and as it develops in the Rockies, brings a chance of snow later in the month. So what that means is a very active pattern of weather here across the northern plains as we go through the next several days. So what we want to keep in mind here is that our forecast is looking to be pretty good tomorrow. We don't want to forget about that. So here's what you can plan on for tonight. Temperatures will be cold up to the north. We'll have a few near 10 degrees up there, not far from Bottineau. We'll have some temperatures in the Devil's Lake Basin around 18 degrees. Wells County, for you folks in Harvey, expect 15 degrees, 21 Minot, 20 Bismarck, and it looks like 22 to start your day in Fargo, but only 15 near the Forks. So we'll have that cool pool up to the north. What's it look like in Minnesota? Bemidji, 17 degrees, 16 for Thief River Falls. And Warroad, how about 17 ringing in for you as we go through? Let me stay over here. We'll go into tomorrow afternoon. That's the best I can do, folks. Look, it's cooler up north. Northern Minnesota, we're staying below freezing. That's great for ice. But look at Fargo. We're going to kiss 40 degrees once again as we have a wonderful day. Fergus Falls 35 to 40 degrees in Wadena, Brainerd at 37, even Duluth joining the party at 35 degrees. And temperatures out to the west will be mighty mild as well as we go through with a west wind at 6 to 16 miles per hour. Now the 7-day planner shows that we will have winter returning. After 37 on Thursday, we're down to 20 in the morning on Friday and falling throughout the day. As we head to bed at about 5 o'clock, your drive time home, 17 on the thermometer. Then we head to bed and it rises subtly as we go through the overnight hours. That's this little shot of snow coming out of the west as we go into your Saturday morning. That's going to bring light snow. It looks like mainly north to me, but we'll keep our eyes on the exact track of that. Sunday, another shot of light snow making its way through the area. Steady temperatures around 21 throughout the day. Then the Arctic air returns to the valley here. This is good old Uncle Frosticles. Okay, Uncle Frosticles out there with temperatures between 3 below and 15 below across our area. High temperatures for some of you up north will be sub-zero once again. We will be cold with shots of snow again on Monday. We showed you a slight chance again on Tuesday. Then going into Wednesday night and Thursday, we start to really ramp things up with those heavier chances of snow on the outside of the 7-day planner. So Hutch's bottom line is that cold weather returns on Friday with a little a hiccup in the forecast. Then Wednesday, weekend snow is going to be likely, but not heavy and not all weekend long. It will come with some wind, so watch for slippery roads. You know what that means. You want to head on over to hutchesweather.com for the very latest on that. And again, on hutchesweather.com, if I'm live, you'll see it right up here. Your road conditions are placed right at the top of the page there in that menu for you, so you can always have easy access to that information. And by the way, today a little better. Notice on Hutch's interactive radar here that we do have some unsettled weather moving along that boundary between the cooler air today and the milder air that's taking place out to the west. I'll show you more on the current conditions here as we wrap up. There's the snow showers and they're showing up, moving through Kitson County, Roseau County. I just looked at some of this activity showing up here and I'm not seeing a lot on the cameras. We'll check that together in a moment. But again, road conditions up at the top, if you push it, no matter where you go in our region, I've got you covered on this page to get you the information that you need. It looks like we have an incident reported up in that Stanton area, not too far from the center area as we look into Oliver County there. So yes, there is a warning there. Let me see what that says. NDOT crews performing some road maintenance out there. It's not a crash, so that's good news there. Most of the road conditions are reported to be pretty good. There is some partial coverage up north, and in Minnesota, where we do have the snow showers showing up, the latest on the road report there from the Minnesota Department of Transportation, showing things are looking pretty good. And for the most part, green does not mean perfect conditions, but seasonal travel conditions. Here's Lancaster up in Kitson County, and I'm not seeing a lot in the way of flakiness flying through the skies there. So even though the radar is showing flakes, why isn't it reaching the ground? Because these clouds are visible to the radar. The radar beam goes up and it is seeing snowflakes up at cloud level, but that does not mean they're making their way down to the ground. And that's what's so wonderful about having your reports when it comes to weather across the area. Angela says, cloudy here. And Gary, thanks so much. Melissa, great to have you on board. Thanks for all of your photos. You are one talented photo taker, photographer. Tammy, thanks for watching. And you bet, Angela and Kevin, good to have you on board as well. Hold off the snow until sun gets the snowblower fixed. I know the feeling. Sometimes those snowblowers, you just got to kind of keep them running and start them when you can as we go through. Now, let's take a look at other roads across the area. Mainly pretty good conditions here as we go down toward the Twin Cities. More of the same. Green meaning seasonal road conditions. Out in Montana, where we do have some unsettled weather that will be coming our way, things are looking to be pretty fair out in that general direction. So let's see what this, this is loading up South Dakota. And for some reason, my Montana link isn't working for me right now, so we won't fret about that. We do have some unsettled weather again making its way in for Friday, cooler, and then some weekend stuff. So that's a look at what's going on. I do have a special announcement here for you. Tune in tomorrow, just about the same time, about 4:30, and you're going to get to meet this week's Hutch's Weather Kid. I cannot wait to introduce you to Riker Persons. We'll be performing weather from the showroom floor at Luther Family Ford. And by the way, if you have a youngster between the ages of 9 and 18 years old, I'll tell you what, you're welcome to help Hutch figure out the weather, because it's a wild ride sometimes, and it's fun sharing the joys of my job with our area students. I can't wait to introduce you to Riker from Eastwood Elementary. You can sign up your young person at Luther Family Ford. Just go right in, tell them Hutch sent you. Where do I sign up to be a weather kid? They'll point you in the right direction. Or you can head over to hutchesweather.com. You'll see the Weather Kid button at the bottom of the page. I'd love to see you helping me in future Hutch's weather events here as we move through in time. Let me check the other questions on the other channel here and make sure we don't have anybody asking any. We have a couple, okay? Well, thank you so very much for watching. I don't see specific questions. That's what's going on right now. And that is a look at your weather. Coming up tonight, we're going to compare these models once again, as we have the last couple of days, where the American model has been persistently showing some snowfall between the 6th and the 8th that's significant in our area. Not paying attention to these amounts, but more so the track and the fact that the potential is there for meaningful snowfall amounts. And then the European model starting to come on board with a more northerly track. Remember, this is not necessarily just one wave of snow. There'll be days of snow, including on the weekend. These totals here are not inclusive of the weekend snow. So let me show you one last thing as we wrap this up that's a little bit fun. And here's what we're going to show you right now, as I'm going to go back to that European model and kind of show you something really fun. On the European model, we're going to change this over from showing the track of the future radar and the isobars showing us the winds, and we're going to look at snowfall potential. But we can break this up into snowfall that is in 12-hour chunks or total chunks. So let's go with the 12 to 24-hour chunks of snow that are going to be falling here and there. As you go through the weekend, this is the Saturday time frame, mainly north on the European model. Then we go through the next 24-hour chunk here as we get into Sunday night, and notice it's a little bit quieter here, and again, remaining north. Monday, a track through Montana, the mountains near Billings, even Fort Peck Reservoir right here, you can see clearly, and moving into the Chin and West Yellowstone, seeing some more appreciable snow. Our southern counties may have a better chance at seeing snow. The valley, not quite as much as we go through Monday, ending at Monday at midnight. Now, as we go through, we'll have a chance for some periodic flakes of snow heading through Wednesday and Thursday that could be significant. So you're seeing the picture here. We get into the 5th and the 6th, the European model painting a track north and another track through the south as that system works its way through. So several days of some snowy weather. Now, here's that wave that's coming way out in the future. That's too far out to get too excited about. But what I do want to show you is total snowfall. In football, they call it death by inches. And if you don't like shoveling, you may call it the same. But if you do like shoveling and, well, snow machines and playing in the snow, check this out. As we go through the weekend, the northern counties start building up some snow. Where you see the pinks, that's redonkulous snow. Where you see the peach, That's really redonkulous snow. Move this through the weekend and in through that 5th through the 8th time frame and watch what happens to most of North Dakota and much of Minnesota here. Snowfall amounts from this would be the total over the entire time frame. So many of us having a chance, by the time we get into, say, the second full week of the month of February, of seeing several inches of snow accumulated over that time. We have some catching up to do based on the old climatology for the region, having snowfall in many areas at or around 12 to 15 inches for the season. Weather for Twin Valley, says Andrew. Good to see you there in Twin Valley. I'm expecting some fun snow as well. I can zoom this in, just a little quick update for you here in the Twin Valley area. We'll zoom it into the Dakotas, Minnesota, and Montana. And now as you go ahead, remember this is the total snowfall. You can find Twin Valley here as you're looking up along that Highway 32 corridor as we go down north-south through western Minnesota. A little bit of snow this weekend. It looks like mainly north of you. And then as we head into the latter weekend, early next week, we'll start seeing Montana getting hit with some snow. And then later in the week, our chance will come into the area as well. These amounts, don't use them as gospel. These are just some ideas here with model guidance. That's why I labeled the graphic as such. I hope that helps you out there. Justin, good to have you. I'm not a groundhog, but it looks like we are going to see 6 more weeks of snow. Justin, I'm not a groundhog either. I usually try to shave once a month or two, and I got to tell you what, it's fun to watch these things. But I'll tell you, we've had a pretty dry snowfall year this year for most of our area, and on average we have a better chance of catching up to those average annual snowfall totals, which for Fargo and Grand Forks is very close to 50 inches. All right, that's a look at your weather right now. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Remember, you can really help Hutch out by clicking that follow button on this Facebook channel if you're watching on Facebook. If you're watching me on my YouTube channel, I'd love to have you subscribe, and you'll get some notifications that Hutch is live if you click the little dingle bell or the bell on the subscription page. And again, Hutch's weather. Anytime this weekend you're out in a boat and you want to know the road conditions, the interactive radar, or what's going on with your photos and photo uploads, you can see it all right there, hutchesweather.com. Thanks so much. Remember to check in a little later tonight. I'll have a complete update on the model differences for our snow over the next few days.